Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about weighted averages and do a word problem. So we'll get right into it. Let's take a look and see what we have. Mixture. Keith wants to create a drink that is 40% juice. How much of a 10% juice solution should he add to 100 milliliters of 100% pure grape juice to obtain the 40% mixture? Okay, we're going to show you actually two different ways to look at this problem. The first way is a little bit of a kind of a guessing around a little bit, and then we'll show you a purely mathematical way to look at it. Okay, so either way in this situation is going to work, and probably at this level of math that you're at now, it'll be fine either way. Okay, so if we think about it like this, the guessy kind of way is we know that he has 100 milliliters. He has 100 milliliters of pure juice. Pure juice. Okay. Now, if we add, let's just say, oh, okay, well, what? And then over here he has this mixture, and this mixture he's going to pour into the other juice. It contains only 10% juice, so he has 10% juice, and so that means 90% of this is water, or whatever the other part is. Water is going to be 90%. Okay, so he's going to pour it into the 100% juice and try to get to a 40% mixture. Well, why don't we just say, oh, what if he has 100 milliliters? What if he adds 100 milliliters of the what are we going to call it? Solution. Adds 100 milliliters of the solution. He would be adding 10% of that would be 10 milliliters of juice, and 90 milliliters. Oops, I wrote 9 instead of 90. Need a better eraser. Okay, 90 milliliters of water. We're just going to call it water. Okay, so total. Now he has total. Total, he has what? 100. He has 110 milliliters of juice and 90 milliliters. I did it again. Look at that. 90 milliliters of water. Okay. What altogether? Total, he has 200 milliliters now. So now we need to figure out the ratio that he's at now. Okay, well, if he has 110 milliliters of juice and he has 200 milliliters total, that's going to be his concentration ratio. Okay, so if we do that, old school, whatever, plug it in our calculator, we're going to come up to 55%. Now he's at 55%. Oh, well, that's not going to work for us because they want 40%. All right, so let's try. What if we add, instead of add 100, what if we add, so this is adding 100. Now let's try. Maybe he adds another 100. So he adds 200 milliliters of the solution. So what's that going to mean? 200 milliliters, 10%. So 10% of that. Now he's going to be 20 milliliters of juice. And how much water is he going to have? Well, is that going to be 180 milliliters of water. Okay. So total. Now he has what? He added 200 to the original 100. So now he has 300 milliliters total, of which, how much is juice? Well, he added 20 milliliters of juice, and he already had 100. So now he has 120 milliliters of juice and a 180 milliliters of water. Okay? So now we need the concentration. So we're going to focus on juice divided by total. So 120 divided by 300. Okay, well, did we just hit our magic number? I believe we did. This is going to equal 40%. Okay? So that's, now look, that's a guess and check sort of way, and it works in this example just fine. We didn't have to go too many steps. So that's one way we can solve it. Let me see if I have time to tell you the other way. Maybe we'll do the other way really quick. Okay. So I'm just going to cover up the problem. We'll just remember what the problem is. Or maybe I could just do it like this. Let's try. Leave the problem up there. Alright. So we can look at it like this. Of course we know that the percent of concentration equals the amount of juice divided by total amount in the container. Alright. Let's see if I have a good pencil here. Yes, sirree. Alright. So why don't we just set up some variables? What do we want to find? We want to find the milliliters of 10% juice added. So let's call that X. X equals milliliters of the 10% whatever to be added. Okay? Now, we're going to say that 0.1 times X, so what do we just say? 10% of X equals the milliliters of juice, in the 10% solution to be added. Alright? And then 100 is going to equal the milliliters of pure juice. Milliliters of pure juice that we started out with. Okay, so the amount of juice. How do we get the amount of juice? Well, we're going to look right here, the amount of juice in right here. So 0.1 X. Okay, that's what's going to be from what we're adding, right? So we don't know X, how many. All right. Plus, we already started out with 100. Plus 100 milliliters. 100 milliliters of pure juice. All right. That's going to be our top of our fraction. The bottom of our total amount in the container. Well, we know it's going to be, how much are we going to be adding? So it will be X, but we already had the 100 to start with, plus 100. Now, equals something, we want it to equal 40%. So we're going to go ahead and say 0.4 right there. Now, it's just a matter of doing some algebra here. Well, this is divide, so we're going to have to multiply. The opposite, we're going to multiply both sides by X plus 100. Alright, so you multiply on this side and multiply on that side. Of course, when you multiply this left side, that's going to make the denominator go away. So we're going to have on the left side 0.1x plus 100 equals 0.4 times this. Please use your parentheses. X plus 100. Here we go. Let's go a little speed up. 0.1x plus 100 equals, now we distribute him here, and then we have to distribute him here as well. Okay, so we got what? 0.4 x's plus, okay, 0.4 times 100, so what we're going to multiply 100 we just moved a decimal over twice, plus 40. There we go. Now, you want to look at this. You got 0.1 is smaller than 0.4, so we got minus 0.1x here, minus 0.1x here. So now we have 100 equals, what do we have? 0.3x plus 40. We're going to minus 40 here, minus 40 here. So of course we have 60 left, equals 0.3x. Now, at this point in the game, I'm just going to put 0.3x equals 60 because I like my x over here. And now I can say, oh, this is multiply, so I need to do the opposite, divide. Now we have x equals 60 divided by 0.3. Here we go. Type in our calculator or old school, ever how we want to do it. That's going to equal 200. And then we could write our sentence. I think we need to write a sentence. I don't know if I have time on the video. Nope. All right. So we will see you next time. Thank you so much.